Ladies and gentlemen, the hype surrounding the next Nintendo console is at an all-time high. It is now 2024, and this thing inevitably will be revealed and probably come out this year. And we always look for leaks and this and that, but what about the people who are working on this console? Well, they would be able to paint a pretty clear picture of what this thing's going to be like. So in this video, we're going to go over multiple job listings that have to do with the Switch 2. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So if you look up Switch 2 news, leaks, or content currently, it's all kind of regurgitated stuff. I'm guilty of doing this sometimes as well. I am very excited about the Switch 2 and I want to make videos about it, but I don't want it to be the same as everybody else. So I had to look at this from a different perspective. What I did is I went back in the last year and found multiple job listings, legit job listings, even some from Nintendo themselves, for people who are working on or have now worked on this console. And it paints a really cool picture. Before we get started, if you could, please hit a like and subscribe. It would really mean the world to me. My goal is to have 10,000 subs by the end of February. Fingers crossed. Regardless, I appreciate the support. And let's get into this video. So I have multiple job listings pulled up for this console, and they are in chronological order. So maybe that will help paint even a more clear picture. Here's the first one. This is from April 26, 2023. Nintendo Switch 2 teased in job listing. The job listing is for a position within the Nintendo European Research and Development team based in Paris. That's nerd team for you following along at home. You know this thing is legit, and calls for an engineer with experience in game development. As you might expect, much of the listing is fairly boilerplate, but the responsibilities section may have given a few tidbits of information regarding the next-gen Switch. The listing notes that the position will require the ability to explore, define, and implement software solutions, and make specific reference to high-performance implementation, perhaps suggesting that the Switch 2 will be significantly more powerful than its predecessor. This would line up with previous reports that claim the next Nintendo console will pack NVIDIA power. Nice. So this was a job listing in April, trying to have people do research, basically to see how they can explore and make this thing more powerful, more efficient. Obviously, they wouldn't be doing that with the current Switch, right? This is April 2023. Not a bad start, but let's take it a step further to another job listing. This one was from May 11th, 2023, so just 1 month later. The last one was kind of like, is this for the next Nintendo console? We assume it is. This one kind of lets us know that they're working on the next Nintendo console. This doesn't necessarily mean that a new Nintendo console already isn't in the works, and a longtime manufacturer of Nintendo Switch parts has just confirmed it's working on a new project. Sharp CEO Robert Wu revealed that his company is currently developing LCD screens for an unspecified system during a recent earnings call. While he didn't reveal what exactly this new console is, he noted that it's supposedly launching sometime before March 2024. I think they meant revealed before March 2024. This kind of lines up with what everybody's thinking. Nintendo Switch 2 will be announced around March. I'm not saying that they even show us a console. I think that Nintendo says, hey, the next generation of Nintendo is on the way. Sharp has supplied Nintendo with parts for the Switch, so many naturally guessing that this new system Wu spoke of is Nintendo's next console. While this might contradict Shuntaro Furukawa's statement that Nintendo won't announce its new system until next year, which is this year now, some have pointed out the Switch originally launched just a few months after it was formally announced. So this is actually another kind of insight into itself. Shuntaro Furukawa's statement that Nintendo won't announce its new system until next year. So Shuntaro Furukawa said this himself in 2023 that we won't announce the next console until 2024. And it is now, in fact, 2024. So the first job listing lets us know they're working on research and development to make a more efficient and powerful console. This is letting us know that there's screens being manufactured for another console, and Shuntaro Furukawa said in 2024 they're announcing the next console. This is all great things, but what if I had a job listing basically for people who are doing quality control on the next Nintendo console? Well, that would paint even a more vivid picture. You know what's crazy is I covered this leak last year. When did this come out? June? My channel started to pop off like the tail end of June. So this is really cool coming back to this. A recently emerged job listing for an embedded system developer based out of Japan advertises a temporary opening for a senior engineer that would support a famous game company based out of Kyoto. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on Jeopardy! The answer is, what is Nintendo? Seeing how Nintendo is the only Kyoto-based company with a contemporary track record in console development, there is little doubt as to who is behind this newly surfaced job. Now, let's get into the job. It's actually kind of insane. Development of next-generation game consoles, hearing, explaining, and adjusting requirements from customers, creating detailed design documents and unit test specifications based on hearing content, design, implementation. Dude, I literally feel like I'm having a stroke. Implementation. I don't know why I can't read this word. Test evaluation, blah, 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 blah. Now let's get into the real meat and potatoes. In principle, this is a long-term dispatch job, renewable for 3 months. This was in June, July, August, September, or maybe this was 3 months from the time you get hired. Work 2 to 3 days a week. Other days can be handled remotely. This is so crazy. Security is important to us, so when you come to work, you will work in a dedicated security room in the client's Osaka office. When working from home, you will work on a dedicated PC loaned to you by the client. That way they can monitor everything you're doing. You will be involved in development and modification of next generation hardware for a game company. So all you assholes saying that the next Nintendo console is fake, there's no Switch 2, this is a job listing from Nintendo themselves. It gets a little crazier. The biggest takeaway from this listing isn't the origin, but the fact that the job requirement mentioned in the ad include handling post-release defects, adjusting requirements from customers, which possibly refers to working with some kind of focus group. So I think at the time of this job listing, whatever the Switch 2 is or whatever it's going to be, it was done. I don't think it's what the final product would look like. I think it was kind of doing like quality control stuff and testing. And like they said, doing a focus group and seeing, do you enjoy this? What do you like about it? What do you hate about it? What do you think we should change? I would assume they'd have a huge meeting with, I don't know how many people at a table, and they had to go one by one and get your notes, figure out your thoughts. These are 3 job listings that I was able to find. These are 2 job listings directly from Nintendo themselves, and 1 from a manufacturer who makes the screens for the next generation console. We've seen leaks that say there's going to be an LCD model and an OLED model. All of that has now been confirmed. This is pretty awesome. Like I said, I know the Switch 2 videos can get kind of repetitive and regurgitated and just clickbaity, and I get that. Like I said, I'm probably guilty of that, but I am so excited because I'm very passionate about this. So what I try to do today is find some different content that not everybody's making that still paints a picture that's not pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Like I said, this is from Nintendo themselves. So hey, I'm just the messenger. The first question I have is, would you like to be in a focus group working on this next console? What do you hope to see from it? What kind of design features? What kind of mechanics? What do you want it to look like? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram so we can keep the community growing. And you guys know me, I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.